Good morning to all. So previous class we are at the immunology. So on the primary and secondary organs of immune system and acquired immunity and innate immunity, acquired immunity was also presented in our previous classes. We also completed so that was specific characteristics of properties or nature of immunoglobulin. That was antigens and types of and structure of antibody, that was immunoglobulins are also completed. And after that we are also completed in our study class that was mainly about the epitopes of B cell epitope and T cell epitope. So those epitopes, so those are the binding areas for antigens. Then only the antigen binding area that may accommodate so far they may going to attack the antigen. So then only the cause or location of area were presented on the surface of paratope. Paratope was considered as an antibody, that was immunoglobulin. So on the surface area immediately that may having so antigen binding site is presented on the surface of immunoglobulin, and that was always to be variated. That region was considered as a region of a variation area. So that area was mainly located, mainly that was a area mainly always going to attract the different types of other antigens. So the mechanism was lock and key mechanism in the middle of the epitope and the paratope. So that by that way the antigens are going to be neutralized, going to be destructed with the help of these epitopes. We are completed in our yesterday class. That was a T cell epitope and B cell epitope, and after completion of that the haptens was considered as an incomplete antigen. So those incomplete antigen was considered. So mainly the incomplete antigen was considered as that was antigen was not going to be stored any other harm to the body. Why? Because it was going to be carried, it was going to be attached with a carrier protein. Then only that make reaction. The reaction of the antigen was started where that was going to be bonded with a specific carrier protein only, or the carrier molecule that become so before going to bond with the carrier molecule, the antigen may not be going to problematic inside the body. So otherwise so that was going to bonded with a specific carrier molecule or a specific carrier protein. That phenomena is called as the conjugation of a carrier protein and also the specific hapten. Then only so both are bounded, then only they are going to induce the immune system. Inducing of immune system was going to be make harm to the immune system, and going to somewhat damage the immune cells, destruction of immune cell. So that was occurred inside the body when the antigen was entered into the body, but they considered haptens or the half of the antigens only. When they are going to bonded with a specific antigen, a specific carrier protein, then only they are going to be more antigenic. And we are also completed another topic in our study class, that was adjuvants. Those adjuvants are considered as mainly adjuvant is nothing but adjuvant is a factor with along with the vaccination. The vaccination should be given to the some infants, and so the infants may not possess the immunity system. So immunity system may not be developed on those infants. So by that infant 0 year of age to up some to 10 years of age, they given to the different types of the vaccine. The vaccination should be become safer. Why? Because before so without adjuvants, the vaccine should be going to be harm to the particular person. So to overcome, to prevent that problem, the adjuvants are also going to be given to the particular person. Then only what happens is by the presence of adjuvants only, so given the adjuvants along with the vaccination, the vaccine should become safer. So that is a mechanism, that is a specificity, and that is a utilization, the usage of adjuvants. So yesterday class was mainly about the epitopes. It was T cell and B cell epitopes, and haptens and adjuvants were completed. Today's topic, that was antigen and antibody reactions. in the middle of antigen and antibody, what should be going to be happen? So both are bonded with each other. So what happens after next? So that is our today's topic, that is antigen and antibody reactions. So why? Because always harmful substances are entering into each and every organism by they exposed to different types of the harmful substances for their daily routine each and every day. So their daily routine mechanism, they always exposed to different types of the harmful substances. So that was mainly through the inhalation process, ingestion process, intake of food material, and throughout the air, and also the skin also exposed to harmful substances, and the gases, different gases, and throughout the air they are entered into the body, and by the injection methods also different types of the bacteria or viruses are entered into our body. So those antigen are not only for the external side of the body, inner region also some self-destruction should be takes place, that may be occurred autoimmune disorders. So self-destruction of a kidney, self-destruction of liver, so that also should be happen inside the body. Why? Because those are considered as hereditary diseases and autoimmune disorders. So by the self-destruction should be occurred inside the body. So those are considered as autoimmune disorders, but not only from the outside of the body. So inside of the body also antigens are produced itself. So that maybe had occurred, that was a self-destruction. So actually in the middle of the antigen, when the harmful substance was entered into the body, then immediately for against to kill that, to deactivate that antigen, that should be necessary. Why? Because so there is no defensive mechanism against the antigen, then the person was also going to die. To overcome the problem, so each and every person should be possess a self that was a nature immunity. We already completed the previous classes, that was innate immunity. Those innate immunity was mainly by birth they should be possessed, each and every organism. Their parents they can receive, and the type of innate immunity always be alert inside each and every organism, but that should be vary from one person to another person based on their immunity levels, based on some other factors. So those immunity levels are totally different from person to the person. So these immunity system always antigen and antibody reaction should be occur. Why? Because there is no defensive mechanism, the antigen should be going to be so disrupt the body of organism, and finally it can also lead to cause the death of the particular person also. So by that reason, to overcome the problem, the antigen and antibody reaction should be occurred inside the body, and each and every and when the antigen was self-destruction was occurred by the some pancreatic gland should be also occurred, that may be mainly the hereditary from the insulin. So that was diabetics, so diabetic patients that may also call the diabetics, and the insulin pancreatic gland self-destruction also occurred in diabetic patient. Why? Because that going to be failure on those persons. So fail to secrete insulin and glucagon, both two hormones are secreted from the pancreatic gland. So those are mainly acts upon to induce and enhance the blood glucose levels inside the body. Insulin was going to decrease the blood glucose levels inside the body, and the glucagon was going to increase the blood glucose levels. So these two hormones are mainly from the pancreatic gland. So the failures of pancreatic gland was secretions, so abnormal secretions of those two hormones are occurred. By that reason, mainly the person should be diabetic. So by on those persons, self-destruction of pancreatic gland will be occurred. By that reason also the antigens are also raised inside the body, that was autoimmune disorders, and antigen from the external side of the body, immediately antibodies or recognize those particular antigen, that such a molecule as a harm to the body, and they recognize those particular antigen, then only they are going to react to the particular antigen. How to deactivate the particular antigen, that should be further process was occurred inside our body. So that by that way the antigen and antibody both are going to be bounded tightly. So then the antibody was going to neutralize the particular antigen. So then by that way our body was protected from harmful substances in each and every day. our immune system was failed to act upon against the antibody, then so other that was acquired immunity was necessary to kill that particular antigen inside our body. That was acquired immunity for the passive immunity, that was a vaccination or the drug mechanism. The medication mechanism was helpful for us for each and every organism to protect from the different harmful substances and different organisms. Now if you see the antigen and antibody reactions, so this is the structure of immunoglobulin. So it may so it was the immunoglobulin. It was antibody. This is the antigen. So now antigen, antibody. So both are complex was formed. Antigen and antibody complex was formed furtherly. So it may see here it is an antigen bonding site. It may possess the immunoglobulin, that is the antibody. So it is the antigen or the foreign particle or any other harmful substance that was going to be bounded furtherly with the help of in the middle of some complex material was formed in the middle of antigen and antibody reactions. So these reactions are also they also observed inside the blood groups also. Why? Because A, B, O blood groups and AB. So blood groups are there. Actually, 4 types of blood groups are there. But so each and every blood group should be possess that was antigen and antibody. Antigen and antibody. So antigen A in blood group A and antibody B, and B should be possessed that was antigen A and antibody B. So antigens are absent inside that was blood group O, those are presented inside the AB. Only antibodies are presented here. That is the main variation. Antigens are always presented on the surface of the RBC, and antibodies are presented in the blood plasma. And so if at the time of a blood transfusion, what happens is the person whose blood group was A, but the transfusion between in the person that was a mismatched blood group. Mismatched blood transfusions. So the mismatched blood transfusions may leads to cause what happens is actually, so we are also going to conduct the grouping test also. So the blood drops was collected and the anti-serum was going to be at that particular blood dots. So then what happens is both are mixed. So then what happens is in the middle of an antigen and antibody, the agglutination was occurred. See here, the agglutination was resembled like this. It may be called as agglutination. was considered as a agglutination. It considered as a agglutination. Means a clumping. So in the middle of a mismatched blood groups, also transfusion of a mismatched blood groups, the person blood group was actually A, the person was got blood group B. Then what happens is, in the middle of those two persons, different the against antigens and antibodies are presented on those persons. So by that reason, in the middle of antigen and antibody, the reactions were started. Then immediately the blood was going to be clotted. That was a clumping of blood should be occurred. Finally, the person was also going to die. That will also leads to cause the death of the particular person, by because the blood inside those person was completely going to be clumped. So the clumping of blood was completely leads to cause the death of the particular person may be also occurred. So that was our main reactions may occur inside in the middle of the antigen and antibody reactions. The antigen and antibody reactions are first may form the complex material. It was an insoluble complex form. So it was gradually going to be solved or dissolved. Then only that means the antigen was neutralized. Otherwise, what happens is, so the complex material was remained inside the insoluble form, that may cause a clumping mechanism that leads to cause the death of that particular person. Inside the arthritis also, so antigen and antibody reactions may also lead to cause that was arthritis. Arthritis was a knee pains at that area. The swelling was occurred. The water was stored at that area, and so the insoluble form of complex material was stored there. That also leads to cause some of the tumors like structures are also formed by the insoluble form of antigen and antibody reactions. That was insoluble was first formed. After the insoluble form was gradually going to be soluble, then only the antigens are going to be destroyed. In the middle of antigen, the bonding way mechanism in the middle of antigen and antibody. So how they are going to be bounded? So by that way, what happens is that is a characteristic of antibody. So when that way reveals us the strengthening of antibody. How the antibody was strengthened against the antigen. So that was going to bond with very tightly with the antibody. Otherwise, some loose connections are also occurred in the middle of antigen and antibody. By that way, the antigens are not going to be so easily going to be neutralized or destroyed. But the bonding mechanism was also helpful in the middle of antigen and antibody. Then only so antigen was immediately going to be destroyed and that was registered out from the body. So that mechanism was needed in the middle of antigen and antibody. Always that should be happen inside the body. Those reactions are occurred for against the antigens inside the body. Those are considered as antigen and antibody reactions. The main example, the mismatched blood group was a main example for this. So that may contain the two different antigens and antibodies in the middle of two different blood groups. So those are two different blood groups are may not going to be matched. So by that way, the antigen and against antibody was presented, that was entered into the body. Then immediately in the middle of those two blood groups, antigen and antibodies are going to be reacted with each other. That leads to cause the blood agglutination, means a clumping of a blood was occurred inside the blood vessels. Totally the blood flow was stopped and going to be clotting was occurred inside the body. Why? Because a complex insoluble material was formed inside the blood vessels. That leads to cause, finally leads to cause the death of that particular person that may be occurred. So that should be considered as antigen and antibody reactions. And now the next topic, that was T cell and B cell activation. So first T cell activation. We are going to study first about the T cell and B cell actually. So we already completed. So that was a lymphoid progenitor and myeloid progenitor. So those lymphoid progenitor was always for the T cells. So T lymphocytes and myeloid progenitor, from that to the B cells are produced. So these B cells are they are going to be matured from the bone marrow, but the T cells are going to be matured and developed mainly from the thymus. So we already completed in our previous classes, that is the structure of thymus gland. The thymus gland was bilobed structure that may be located mainly at the thoracic cavity, mainly at the above region of the chest. So that was from the thymus region that may contain that was a capsule-like structure inside in the middle of those thymus. So immature thymocytes are presented from the thymocytes. So finally the that was the T cells are going to be differentiated and developed from the thymus. So actually thymus is the main area for activation of the T lymphocytes or the T cells. So thymus was a bilobed structure. We already completed in the previous classes. See this structure. So this structure was we already completed. It was mainly about see this structure. Then only you can easily understood. So it is a structure of the thymus gland. So the thymus, that was the immature thymocytes were presented. From these thymocytes furtherly the thymus was helpful for the development of T cells furtherly, and inside these it was a trabeculae. It was going to separate with each other, and it was a tube-like structure. That external side is that was a capsule. In the middle of these, outer cortex and inner medulla also presented in this. So these thymocytes are precursor cells for the formation of developed T cells here. These are the structure of thymus we already completed, and the lymphoid progenitor. So say this. The lymphoid progenitor was the precursor cell for the formation of T cells or T lymphocytes finally. So these are again differentiated into mainly furtherly into T helper cells and T cytotoxic cells. And from so these were mainly the precursor for we already completed what is a lymphoid progenitor, and T cells, T lymphocytes were developed from these progenitor. Actually this is from the pluripotent cell. So that was a hemopoietic stem cell. It was the hemopoietic stem cell now. So these are pluripotent and hemopoietic stem cell. So these are pluripotent means it may be able to produce numerous cells from these cells. So that such type of cell is considered as a pluripotent cell. So from these pluripotent cell, the hemopoietic stem cell is also called as hemopoietic stem cell. The stem cell is the precursor for the formation of furtherly the number of the blood cells. So that was hemopoietic stem cell. From that to the myeloid, the lymphoid and the myeloid progenitors are formed. We already completed it in our previous classes. So these are myeloid progenitor. The lymphoid and the myeloid progenitors are there. So these myeloid progenitor was a precursor for the formation of the B cells, and they are again differentiated into the plasma cells, and also from that B cells, the dendritic cells are also formed. So myeloid progenitor is also precursor for the formation of monocytes, and the remaining blood vessels, those are neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. So this is also for formation of myelin progenitor for the remaining blood cells. Those are neutrophils, eosinophils, basophil, and also for the monocytes, dendritic cells and plasma cells. But from the lymphoid progenitor, that was T cells, T lymphocytes, and finally they are furtherly differentiated into the T helper cells and T cytotoxic cells. So these are mainly at the time of T cell activation. So these are helpful. Why? Because T helper cell and T cytotoxic cell already, so these are for the development of T cell activation, it was going to be bonded with the receptor. It is called as T cell receptor. It should be needed one receptor for activation of a T cell, and it was a main functioning of a T cell was going to be recognize the antigens. So by that way, first it was going to be bonded with our receptor, that is called as a T cell receptor, and also going to bond with the MHC molecules. Those are considered as a major histocompatibility complex cells. So these are mainly two types. Those are MHC1 and MHC2. So the receptor also needed for activation of T cell, and the MHC molecules are also mediators for activation and recognition of antigen for T cell. Those are major histocompatibility complex cells. So those are MHC1 and MHC2 molecules. So in the presence of these MHC1 and mainly MHC1 are mainly acts upon to destroy the already infected cell. So those are mainly mediated with the help of a T helper cell and T cytotoxic cell. The T cytotoxic cell are going to be so that was going to be developed that was going to be forcefully, that was leads to cause the death of the cell, that is called as the cell apoptosis. It was considered as a cell apoptosis. So cell apoptosis is nothing but that is a death of the cell. So the cytotoxic cell, if the cell was naturally going to be damaged, then the cytotoxic cell was going to be enhance the cell apoptosis, that is leading to cause the death of the cell, that is considered as a cell death. So by that way, the cytotoxic cell was going to be attack an already infected cell. The already infected cell was so leads to enhance the cell apoptosis. That cell, the already infected cell, was going to be die with the help of the cytotoxic cell, and it was mainly presented inside the, and T helper cell was going to be attacked on the already infected cell, that is a main variation. So MHC1 and MHC2 molecules, MHC1 was mainly associated with the T helper cell, and MHC2 was associated with the T cytotoxic cell, and the T helper cell was furtherly formed from the CD4 molecules and T cytotoxic from the CD8 molecules. So it is a variation between the T helper cells and T cytotoxic cells that was mainly for CD4 and CD8 molecules. These all are associated with each other for so these helper cell always with MHC1 molecules, and T cytotoxic cell always from MHC2 molecules. Today's topic was completed. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.